Hey everyone, Kyle Walker here. If you love cars, fixing things, or just want to understand your vehicle better, you're in the right place. I share hands-on tips, smart driving advice, and straight-up car talk without the fluff. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and stick around till the end. You don't want to miss what's coming up. Let's get into it.
The problem of safe movement on winter roads is relevant for every motorist. Many give preference to studded wheels, which are really effective on snowy and icy roads. But is it worth it to buy a ready-made version of treads if you can perform rubber studding with your own hands? Let's understand. In what cases do manual studding of tires? Studding winter tires with their own hands makes sense only in some cases. There is no financial possibility to buy expensive studded wheels from a reliable and well-known manufacturer. The range of available tires with studs does not meet the needs and preferences. The rubber must meet the individual characteristics of use. The choice of rubber with studs is not small, but most of the models are not of high enough quality. The studs fly out when driving, which quickly leads to the rubber in disrepair. This is one of the reasons why motorists have to do the tire treading themselves. New or used rubber can be selected for treading. The main requirement that is imposed on it refers to high quality, good condition, and absence of defects. What is the best choice of studs? Before you take a pneumatic gun in your hands, and with your own hands to carry out winter tire uprooting, you need to choose the right studs. Many manufacturers offer such elements for tire upgrades, but preference should be given to products from a well-known brand. All studs are divided into 3 categories depending on the material from which they were made: metal, plastic, aluminum. Another classification is based on the shape of the elements: oval, with 4 edges, with several flanges. The oval-shaped studs with a single flange are easy to install. Even a person who is doing it for the first time will be able to do it easily. For a car that is used in unfavorable weather conditions and drives on poor quality road surfaces, rubber with double-flange studs should be installed. If you choose by brand, then preference should be given to Nokian and Gislaved. These manufacturers are popular on the world market. Their products always meet high-quality standards. How to do with the help of improvised tools. Tire studding with their own hands can be done in different ways. The manual method is lengthy and complicated. Its essence is to use a special wrench and an ordinary screwdriver. You will also need a hammer. The only advantage is the lack of need for special tools, which will need to buy or rent. But you will have to work hard with your hands. Semi-automatic variant is realized through the use of a screwdriver and an attachment. The essence of this method is to push the spike inside the rubber with a screwdriver. Here the work will be performed faster. The disadvantage of this method is the need to control the position of each element. The automatic method is the most convenient and fastest, but it can be realized only if you have special equipment, a pneumatic-type gun. But each spike will be securely and correctly fixed. Therefore, the final result will be much better. The equipment costs a lot. You will have to look for the possibility of renting a compressor, pneumatic lines, and the gun itself. Read also, full noise insulation of the car with their own hands. Recommendations for the course of work if by coincidence you have to use the manual method, then for sure our practical guide will come in handy. A wash tire with cleaned holes is put on the end of the board. The mandrel is held in the left hand. Each stud is soaked in soapy water. It is forbidden to use other means. For example, machine oil will destroy the rubber around the spike, and it will soon fall out. With a large amount of oil, you can even get a through hole. With the right hand, slide the rod up and place the spike in the lower area of the tube. The mandrel is placed with the spike on the hole strictly perpendicular to the tread. Hit the end with a hammer and hammer the element into the tread. If you are lucky enough to have automatic tire sealing equipment at hand, proceed as follows. If there are no holes in the tires, they must be made. A drill and a tube drill are used for this purpose. It is obligatory to have a depth lock. The tire must be well fixed. The rubber is wetted with a soap solution. In this case, the insertion of the studs into the rubber will be easier. The required number of studs is put into the pneumatic gun. The gun is placed vertically and the feet are fixed in the hole. The air gun is pressed tightly against the hole. It is important to install it evenly. Distortions are inadmissible. Pull the trigger and check the correct location of the spike. When the work is completed, the rubber is left until the solution dries completely. Repeated tire taping. This procedure is a novelty. With its help, you can increase the life of the tire without significant costs. Reinstallation of studs is performed on winter rubber, which has erased elements and empty holes. It is necessary to buy special studs that are designed for this type of work. Such elements have a large cap, which allows them to hold well in empty, stretched holes. The design of such spikes has the following structure: metal body, plastic sleeve, a tip for which particularly hard alloys are used. Read also, what to do when the cooling fan turns on a cold engine. The process of rebuckling does not differ from the one already described above. The only condition concerns the thorough cleaning of the holes. There is dirt, sand, old studs, and other foreign objects inside. All of this must be removed. How do I save the studs? Studded rubber is postponed for at least 2 months. This moment should be taken into account and start work in advance. Moreover, the rubber with installed studs should be run in. To do this, it will be necessary to drive the first 300 kilometers in a quiet mode, without sharp accelerations, brakes, drifts. If after the run-in were found empty holes, do not reinstall the studs. These holes are already stretched, the studs will not hold in them. Running in should take place on asphalt, preferably dry, without snow and mud. This approach will allow all elements to take their place, which will ensure their durability. Is it possible to make spikes yourself? Theoretically, it is possible to make elements for rubber sealing by hand. But in practice, it is not worth realizing this idea. Such homemade elements will be of very low quality. Their fixation in the rubber will be weak and installation will be problematic. Not so expensive are ready-made elements for sealing, even if you take into account products from well-known manufacturers. In the process of their manufacture, a special alloy with a complex formula is used. Even similar and fake studs are subjected to rapid wear, which entails rapid destruction of the rubber. In short, we do not advise you to make your own studding elements. Self-made studding has a right to exist. It will not be easy and fast, but the final result is worth all these difficulties, time, and money. We advise you not to give up this idea. In conclusion, while tire treading can be a complex process that typically requires specialized equipment and expertise, it is indeed possible to do it yourself with the right tools and knowledge. By understanding the techniques and safety precautions involved, you can extend the life of your tires and improve your vehicle's performance. However, always remember to assess your skills and comfort level before attempting this task. If in doubt, consulting a professional is always a wise choice. Thank you for watching, and we hope this video has inspired you to explore the world of DIY tire maintenance.